everyone. So today I'm going to demonstrate to you how to create this logo in Illustrator, and then how can we bring from Illustrator file to After Effects. Okay, so this is my project planning, right? And this is the logo that I found from the Google, and this is the font that I'm gonna use for my text from my logo animation. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to show you how to download the font and how to install the font into your computer system. Okay, so first you go to your web browser, and then you can type free download font. Okay, right, and I can see that the website that I can download for this font is either 101 fonts, the fonts, and there is a lot of website that allow you to download this font. Okay, so let's go to the first one, Vonic font family. Okay, so let's say that the font that I want to use is Vonic 64 bold. Okay, so you can click on this TTF. Okay, this is the format that we need to download. Alright, so make sure you remember where you save it. So I save it in the download. Right, so once you have done, then you go to the Finder. Okay, open the folder where you save the file. So I have saved it in my download. So this is the font. Right, now you go to the search and you type font book. Okay, then you double click. So this is your font book, and this is the Finder where you have downloaded the font. Okay, so what you need to do is just click and then drag the font into your font book. Okay, so when you release, then you can see that the font is in the system now. Okay, so this is the font that I'm going to use, Vonic 64 bold. Alright, so done. So that's how you find the font from the website and how to install the font into your computer system. Okay, so when we're done, we can close all the window. Right, so now we can open the Illustrator. So in the Illustrator, you go and click the new file and make sure that you set the width and height to 1920 to 1080, because this is the video resolution. Right, you press OK so that you get this artboard. Okay, so the first word I want to use is the electrical safety. So make sure that when you want to create the text, you use the type tool. Okay, use the type tool and click anywhere in the canvas. Okay, again go to T and then use type tool. So click anywhere in the artboard. Because it's too small, you can go to the selection tool and make sure you hold the shift, okay, and then drag to make this bigger. Okay, and then you double click, highlight everything, and then you can type the word electrical safety. Okay, and then we can change the font to Vonic. Okay, 64 bold. Right, and then next I want you to go to window and open the align. Okay, this is the align, and I want to make sure that this text is horizontal align center and also vertical align center. Okay, but I will move this a little bit down, okay, because I want to have my logo in here. Right, then next again I will go to the horizontal align center. Okay, just to make sure that in the horizontal it is align center. Alright, so next is you can close this one. So click again on the text, you go to the type and then create outlines. Okay, and then you right click and ungroup. Okay, so each of these tags is become individual, and you can see everything in the layer 1. Each of these word has become a compound path. Right, so done. Then you can press the lock layer. So now you, before you lock, you have to press the create new layer. So this is where I want you to drag and drop the symbols that you need to trace, okay, in the Illustrator. Right, so this is the symbol. Okay, so I will bring this to layer 2. Okay, lock again your layer 1. So in the layer 2, this is the image, and then I will create another layer. Zoom in, and then because I want to have two different colors for this logo, so I will trace into two objects. Okay, so you can use the pen tool, right? Make sure that you change it to outline, okay, not the fill. Okay, so now we have two parts of the logo, and click on the second one. Okay, and then you can use the eye picker and look at the dark color, okay, for the orange, and then unlock the second one. Okay, click the object and then go to the eyedropper and find the bright side of this logo, right? And I want to make this under layer 3, okay, so that you can hide the other parts. And so this is the complete logo for my electrical safety logo type. Okay, so once we are done, I want to delete layer 2. So just to make sure that this is not too far from the text, okay, you can bring down a little bit, right? So if you want to resize, make sure that you hold the shift keypad. Okay, so we are done with this logo. So now go to file and then save. Okay, save on your computer. So I want you to save it as logo and underscore it. So what means by it is Illustrator version 8. Okay, and then you hit save. Okay, replace, and then you change the version from Illustrator 2020 to Illustrator 8. Okay, this is because in After Effects, somehow it only recognizes Illustrator with version 8 format. Other than that, After Effects won't recognize, and you cannot bring the file from Illustrator to After Effects. Okay, and then you press OK, OK. Right, so now we are done with the Illustrator, and we can close the software. Okay, so now you can open your After Effects. Sorry. Okay, right, so now you go to File and then New, Maxon Cinema for the file. Okay, At first, Cinema 4D will ask you to save the file. So you can name it with the same name, logo. Okay, but the extension, the format is Cinema 4D. Right, and make sure you create a folder so that everything is in the same destination. Okay, and then you press the save. Right, so when you see that Cinema 4D is open in After Effects, then you can click on the open. Okay, and find the Illustrator file, okay, which is logo underscore it, and then you press open and you will see this dialog box. Okay, so make sure that connect splines and group spline is not checked, and just leave everything as a default and you press OK. Right. Right, but here we are missing the logo. Okay, let's go back to Illustrator. Okay, just to make sure what happened to this file. Okay, so I tried to group this logo first, okay, because I want to see what happened actually. Right, then okay, this is fine. Then you go to the file and you save again. Okay, save to your computer, and you can save it at the same name, logo underscore it, and then you save again. Okay, so this is Illustrator 8. Right, let's see if this is working in After Effects. You go back to the Cinema 4D. I'm gonna close this one. No, I don't want to save anything. Okay, open the project and then click again on the logo 8. Right, so now we have the logo in your perspective. Okay, this is a perspective view. So before we do anything, I want you to click into this logo 8. Okay, and then you click on the coordinates and then put everything into 0. Okay, because I want this object to be in the center of the world. Okay, so you change all the coordinate to 0, 0, 0. Remember that this is a 3D, so that's why you have 3 dimension in the cinema for the view. Right, so how to navigate the space in cinema 4D? In here you can see there are 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 4 buttons. So how to use this? You put your cursor into the first one. This is panning. You click and hold. Okay, then you can move your mouse, or if you hold using your keypad. Okay, so bring your finger to the left or to the right. Okay, so this is how to pan the environment. Okay, and the second one is to zoom in and to zoom out. Okay, and the third one is how to orbit the environment. Okay, so that's how to navigate the space in Cinema 4D. And the last one is if you want to change the view into 4 view. Okay, because this is from the top, this is the front, and this is the right and the perspective. Okay, but I want you to click again this active view so that we only look at the, okay, go back to the active view and make sure you click on the perspective. So when you click again, it doesn't change. Okay, it's fine. You can go to the view. Okay, so if you go to the camera, okay, you can see this with the perspective. Okay, so this is how to change the view. Okay, if you are using only one perspective. Okay, go to the camera and then change to the perspective, right? And again, if you click into the scale, okay, you can zoom. Right, so now we need to structure and organize all the components into a different layers. Okay, so in the object, you can see the logo 8. So if you click on this plus icon, it has another 2 layers. Okay, so layer 1 is actually from group 1 to group 16. It consists the all of this alphabet from the E to Y. Okay, and the group 7 has only 2 layers, which is path 21 and path 22, and you can see that when I click this, the logo is selected in the environment. Right, so we need to organize everything neatly in the objects. Okay, so you go to the create and then click on now. Okay, double click to rename and change it to logo. Okay, and then you select these 2 paths. You can press the hold the shift button so that you can select more than one. Okay, click and hold your mouse and then bring to the logo. Before you release, make sure that you see the arrow down, okay, to show that when you release the mouse, all of these parts will go inside the logo layer. Okay, so done the first one, and then again go to the create now. Okay, change it to the word electrical. Okay, so group 7 is done. We can delete. Right, so now we have to find alphabet for E, L, E until L. Okay, for the electrical. Alright, so if I click on the group 1, I can see that path 1 is the E alphabet. Okay, so I can click and then drag inside the electrical. Make sure that you see the arrow down. Okay, then you release the mouse. Okay, and then group 3. Okay, you can click and drag this so that you have enough space to look at all of the layer. Okay, sometimes when you drag and drop the layer into the null layer, you will get this, okay? Which mean by this is from path 1 and path 9, you can see that everything is in the same indent, but path 10 is outside from this same indent, okay? So just click and then hold and move to the right until you see the arrow, and then you release the mouse so that you can see now path 10 is together with the um, all will be inside the same indent under electrical. Okay, so that's how you should do if somehow you accidentally release it outside from the electrical. Right, so here you click again and make sure that path 1 until path 12 is in the same indents. Okay, so we are done with the first word electrical, so we can click on group 1 and then you click the shift button, okay, shift keypad, and then you click group 10. So now all of these groups is selected, and you can press backspace to delete the layer. Right. Then the next now, so this is for the safety. Okay, make sure you see the arrow down before you release. Okay, so we have now three non-layers, which is safety, electrical, and the logo. Okay, so now if you hit the render view, okay, you can't see anything. All right, and then hit again the render view and click anywhere in the environment. Okay, so that happened because this object is actually based on path. Okay, so we have to add some depth. We have to add the depth so that we can see this as a 3D logo. So how to add the depth? We can extrude the object. Okay, so we click the first one, which is safety, and then you press longer in the subdivision surface. Okay, and then you choose extrude. Alright, so we need to bring the safety under the extrude. Remember, when you bring the safety into the extrude, make sure that you see the arrow down. Okay, and then you can release. Now we have extrude the safety. However, in the environment, you can see that nothing changed, even though that you have applied the extrude. Okay, so that is because if you click on the word extrude, and then you go to object, you must check this hierarchical. Okay, so when you check the hierarchical, now you can see that there is a depth, but it's too long. Okay, then you go to the offset and you change the 100 to 2 cm. Right, so now you can see, okay, the word safety. Okay, with the extrude option. Okay, right, then we have to do the same thing for electrical and logo. Okay, so click on the electrical and then go to the extrude. Okay, click electrical and bring under the extrude, and then click the word extrude.1, and then in the object hierarchical you have to check and change the offset to 2 centimeter. Okay, do the same for for the logo. Okay, extrude and then click the logo, bring down under the extrude 2, click extrude 2 and then object hierarchical. Okay, and change these to 2 centimeter. Right, so now if you hit the render view, you can see the 3D logo, okay, with the extrude option. Okay, click again render view and then click anywhere in the perspective view. Alright, so now the next thing what we should do is okay, before that I want you to add another option into this extrude. Okay, so if you click on the word extrude, you go to the caps. Okay, and then in the round I want you to put this into one value. Okay, so that if you hit the render view, you can see that there are okay, there are some round in the edges. Okay, but this is look really messy, so try to play around with the shape depth. Okay, so maybe 4, that hits again the render view. I don't think I want to add the round. Okay, maybe because here um, it doesn't look really nice. Okay, but maybe we can keep this one. Maybe we can just go back to the 0. Okay, make it back to 0. Right, so maybe we can add the round into the both of these words, electrical and safety. Okay, let's see what happens if we add some value. Okay, this is look much better than we add round into the logo. Right, then I'm gonna do the same thing with the second word, safety. Okay, click the word extrude and then under the round. Okay, make sure this is caps and this is round, and I will put the size 1. Okay, so this is much nicer. Right, so now we have extrude the logo and 2 of this font. Okay, so before we bring this to the After Effect, right, we need to move the camera. Okay, we need to add one camera and then position your logo, okay, before we bring the file from Cinema 4D to After Effect. So how to add the camera? Here, okay, in here you can see camera, so you click and then the first option, camera. Okay, so before we edit the camera, you click and active the toggle view so that you can see everything in the 4 view. Right, so this is perspective. You can change this from because usually if you want to see into the a different viewport, this should be right front and this can be top viewport. Okay, so you click on the camera and again coordination. I want you to change the X, Y, Z to 0 and with the H, P and B. Okay, so now your camera is located at the same location with all the 3D objects. Okay, so now from the perspective, I want you to change the default camera to camera. Okay, so this is the camera that we just added. Okay, so now if you look at the camera, there is nothing. Okay, because your camera is placed at the same place with the logo and the text. Right, so from the front, okay, if you use this icon, okay, I want you to make sure that you can see everything, okay, in the viewport. So this is from the front, all right, and this is from the right. Okay, so from the right, we can move your camera to the back. Okay, so if you move the camera to the back, now you can see everything in the camera. All right, so you bring to the back. So maybe we can put this camera a little bit upward. Okay, and you can also rotate the camera if you want. In the left hand side, you can choose rotate. Okay, so maybe we can rotate from this angle. from the front. Okay, so here when you put your cursor, you can see that there are three different color actually. All right, so I want you to put your cursor until you see the green color is activate. Okay, so when you click, okay, and hold, so this is how you can rotate the view. Okay, so some of the words are off the screen, so maybe you can go to the top, okay, and change from the rotate to move, right, and bring this a little bit to the left, okay, so that you can see this from the angle side. All right. So now that is how you play around with the camera view in Cinema 4D. Okay, so now we want to animate the object. So first of all, make sure that your frame number is by default you have 90. So change it to 150 and this is equal to 5 seconds. Okay, so now I want to animate the first object, which is the logo. So you click on the logo. Okay, so we need to add two keyframes. Okay, how to add the keyframes? You can click on this icon. Okay, and you can see that now you have another marker to show that this is the first keyframe. Okay, and then you will move this timeline, okay, this key marker to maybe 40, right, and then add another keyframe. Okay, so on the second keyframe, I want to change the Z value. Okay, so you click, hold, and then move to the left. Okay, so this will make your object go outside from the screen. Right, but before that I forgot to click on this um, auto keying. Okay, so you click on the auto keying, so the first keyframe is remain, sorry, uh, the second keyframe will remain because this is the place that we want to see once your object is moved outside from the screen and then coming into the screen. Okay, so at frame 0 we will move the Z to the left. Okay, and then in the frame 30 it will go back to this position. Okay, so done. So this is the first object that move outside from the screen and then it coming back into the screen. Okay, and then the second things that I want to animate is the word electrical. So maybe we can start in the frame 50. Okay, so in the frame 50 you click to add the keyframe, right, and then maybe we can add one more in frame 70, right, and then you click on the auto keying. Okay, so at frame 50 your object will be out from the screen. Okay, and then when it goes to 70 it will be back to the original position. Okay, then now we can do the next one, which is the safety. Click on the word extrude. Okay, so maybe we can do on frame 80. So click to create the keyframe and then frame 100, click again to add another keyframe, and now you need to click on the auto keying. Okay, so at frame 80 we can move this outside from the screen. Okay, and then when it goes to the frame 100 it will go back to the original position. Then you click again the auto key, so we can start from the beginning. So at 0 you will see nothing, but then when your keyframe move to the 30 you see the first object. Okay, and then the second one and then the third one. Okay, right, so that's how you create the keyframe and move your object in Cinema 4D. So now let's move with another part of Cinema 4D. Okay, so next we want to add color into this object. Okay, before we add the color, it's good if you can go to the Adobe Color Wheel. Okay, because from here you can find what is the what is the suitable color that you can match together. Okay. Right, so from here, if I go to explore and if I type the word electrical, okay, I get the options of all the colors that associate with the electrical. Okay, so let's say I want to use this color, right? So maybe the logo will use the orange color and the words is going to use this brown color, right? So I will copy this color, okay, and then go back to your Cinema 4D. Okay, so how to add color in Cinema 4D? So first let's start with the logo. Okay, so you click on the extrude tool, which is the logo. Okay, and then inside the object you click and then you can so not from here, you can go to create and then material, new default material. Okay, so in here you can see you have one color. So if you click in the fill color, okay, so this is where you can add the RGB. Okay, so if we go back to the Adobe Color Wheel, so from here you can click okay, so you can go to these color modes and codes. So the RGB is 242, 93 and 80. Okay, 242, 93, 80. Okay, 242 and then 93 and 80. Okay, so this is the color that based on the one that we have choose from Adobe Color Wheel. So once you are done, then you just close. Okay, because we already have this color in the material. Okay, so once you are done, and then you will go back to this object and then you go to the existing material, and this is the color matte 2. Okay, right now you can see that your logo is changed to the orange color, right? So now let's do on the two of these words, the electrical and safety. Okay, so again you click in the extrude one and then you go to create material, new default material. Okay, this is matte 3 and then you go back to the browser. Okay, we're going to use this color. So the RGB is 217, 194 and 173. Okay, so you click here. So 217. Okay, I'll make it this smaller. Alright, so again 217. Okay, and then 194 and 173. Right, so this is the color brown, so close it And then in the extrude one, still selecting this layer, we go to the object, and then existing material, make to. So now we can see the text change into the color that we choose from the adopt color here. So let's do the same thing for the word safety. Okay, object, existing material, and then make to. So now we have the colors on the logo and the font. Right, so we are done here in the Cinema 4D. So you can save the file, okay, save the project. Then we need to go back to After Effects. Okay, so in the After Effects, you can see that now I have this file, okay, in the project. Alright, so we need to create a new composition. So you bring this my logo into the shortcut key to create the composition. Alright, and then when you press the space bar, now you can see the animation. Okay, but somehow when I create a new composition, I can see that some of the part are missing from this video. So we need to look again in the composition setting. Okay, so see, because we have set the resolution 1:19:20 to 1080. Okay, and the duration is 5 seconds, right? But I think it is still not showing the whole of the logo and text. Okay, so what we need to do is we need to go back to the Cinema 4D and edit the camera view, right? So how to do that? You click again in this my logo cinema 4D, and then you go to the edit original. Okay, so here I can see that from my camera perspective, okay, this is what happened actually. So we can go back to this 0 frames, okay, and then we need to click the camera. Alright, so in the right viewport, I want to move this a little bit, okay, but don't make it too far or else you will see the object, okay, because at the first frame, remember that all the objects is out from the frames. Right, so I think this is looks much better. Okay, then you save it again, save the project, right? And when you go back to the After Effects, so you can see that it will be auto render your file from Cinema 4D to this After Effects. Okay, right, so now if you press the space bar, Okay, so we need to pre-render the timeline. Okay, so that when it loops again, you can see the whole of the animation. Right, but here you can see all the grids from the perspective view. So maybe we can add one plane, okay, so that the instead of we have a background of black and all of this line, we can change it to one plane with any colors that we created. Right, so maybe we can go back to edit and go to the edit and then edit original. Right, so in here what I want to do is to create a plane. Okay, so you hold press longer in the cube and then you choose plane. So now you have one plane. So this plane you can bring the plane a little bit downward, okay, so that you can see the text. Okay, and then you can have a different color for the plane. Maybe we can change it to white color. Okay, so click on the plane, create material, new default material. So this will be white. Okay, and the name is made for, and then you go back to the object, existing material, made for. Okay, but I don't think that this is in white color. Let's do again. Material, new default material. Just want to make sure that this is all in white color, so maybe we can see what is the RGB code for white color. Okay, so it is should be 255, 255 and 255. So let's see. Okay, 255. Right, so this is white color. Okay, so make fine. So I will just click here and press the backspace, okay, to delete the materials, and then go back to the object, as existing material, make fine. So now I have white color for the background, okay, and we still see some of the background over here. So maybe we can bring this a little backward. Okay, so it's supposed to be this one. No. Okay, let's see from the other side. Right. Okay, we can scale this one. So if I go to the scale, okay, so I can scale this so that we have a bigger space that cover everything. Right, I think that looks better. Right now I can save the project again and then go back to my After Effects. Okay, so now, yeah, some of the part is still existing at the back. Just go back to the cinema 4D. Okay, so again, save the project and then go back to the After Effects. Just a little bit more. I think so that is enough. Okay, so if we pre-render again, right? So we are done now, and the next step is we need to add the audio. Okay, so you can just go to the web browser and you can type free download audio for logo presentation. Okay, I want to find another song, okay, another sound effect. Let's see, free download upbeat music. Okay, so maybe you can use this one. Right, so I will save it inside the same folder. Okay, then go back to After Effects, and here you can double click in the project panel, and then you can bring in this music. Okay, so you bring this down, okay, and add a few settings. Okay, the audio levels. Okay, let's say I want to add 2 keyframes. Okay, so from this keyframe, I'm gonna put minus, okay, so that we will not hear the sound, but then when it goes to the second keyframe, then we can start to hear the music. And towards the end, okay, you add another keyframes. Okay, this should be, and then one more keyframe before. Okay, so this is 0, and the last one, this should be negative 192, so it will absolutely silence the audio. Okay, so let's pre-render. Okay, I think that is too fast, so maybe we can move a little bit. So that is the step by step, okay, on how to create the logo from Illustrator, and then you bring into After Effects, and then how to play around with the camera, how to animate the object, and then how to add the colors, and then you bring them into the After Effects. Okay.